Nice shout out to Gen G from this morning, but
okay, this makes more sense. Now I understand the Nautilus Rakan bans, because if they blinded Nautilus on 4, they'd be scared of the Kog'Maw Brown lane, so they leave support last pick. And now I can see why they did it. They've gone for Zeri Lulu and
Camps at bay while BDS start up the Dragon once again. Yike though in the pit. He can take the smite. Can just try and steal this away, and Yike gets it. Shadowing strike.
More violence.
Yeah, so was I. I watched the LCK go at a kill a minute earlier today. Crowny dashes in, but the Unbreakable Wall just too strong in this sort of situation. Yike coming in as well to bolster the defense of this tower. Crowny and LeBron will back away. TP invested by G2 as he's going to charge behind the tower. Flash Magnet Storm. Crowny trying to get away, but there's no time on his flash. Still 7 seconds away from safety.
But it's only going to be the first. G2 kind of fake contesting a bit to slow them down. I don't think there's much they can do in this situation. Adam's going to base here, and I think this next
the fact that they've been able to get a Drake should slow G2 down a little bit. Mickey looking for a fight.
It's going to be a collapse. Mickey's overstepping because the rest of G2 are on their way to collapse to this. You can see Yike coming in, Nuke dives forward with the Killer Instinct, and now Yike is in a perfect position for the engage. Caps coming in from the side as well, and Crowny is immediately locked up, stunned up, and shut out of the fight. He's got 200 HP left, but not for long as G2 collapse.
BDS tried to make a play, forcing Mickey out of that tri-bush. And as much as they're there first with the Killer Instinct from Nuke, Mickey just flashes out, and then they're all stacked up. Shio might die as well as the chain connects. Going to miss the first one there. Is Cap, doesn't have a second ready, flashes away from the Rel W. Should be alright by the looks of it.
Just a couple of crits coming in though, right? Yeah, static shoot doing work.
And you just look at the bottom of your screen. I don't know if... he can.
Broken Blade. Dominus, the bear trap on the Broken Blade. Can drop the aggro, jumps up. Really good job of denying Vision where they can. It was the control ward earlier that allowed Broken Blade to TP in behind them. Out exactly how they wanted to take on this match, but it's a very tough opponent that they find themselves facing today.
I mean, and now Nuke is in danger.
He's in a lot of danger as Broken Blade starts to collapse. The Killer Instinct out, but Yike once again. Oh, Magnet Storm just a little bit short, but the charge coming in from the Kled should mean that Nuke can't get away from this. Broken Blade going for Shayo first as they lock him up underneath the tower. Next up, concussive blows for the CC, and Nuke will fall to the bear trap. 5 kills now. Spoilers, Gen G 1-3-0. That finished 5 hours ago, and I think that was less over than this game already is, okay? You can put all the hope you want into BDS, but G2 just tower dive for an absolute year, and they're the ones getting out alive. And it is Adam getting locked up. He pops the Dominus, just about able to escape with the wild. Goes LeBron forced up towards the top.
Hold up, Bennett. Hold up.
Crowny has an opportunity here as Broken Blade's forced low, but the Unbreakable Wall comes in now.
Caps
and G2 exactly that. Caps will get shut down. And BDS. It was a quick cast to curse.
That was a huge one.
I'm an ambassador for Team BDS.
No, I know. You just gave Kaiser 2 shutdowns. How'd you do that? Medic.
It's magic.
It's magic.
Magic. I'm a Harry Houdini.
Okay, do it again.
Position. Pop the Dominus already, but can't get in there yet. Root Caller only onto Mickey as the Riptail charges into the mid lane.
What use though? What? How many ultimates? We saw Rella. Oh, Adam.
Broken Blade. Not quite dismounted yet.
Yeah, they got Zeri summoners. I think that's what G2 wanted. Looking at this mid tower too, but BDS actually they got some damage. You know, if G2 overextend and don't get that kill.
Hex flash, Hex flash, Hex flash from Yike into the Shadowing Strike, and that's enough to take out the Lulu. Adam forced under the tower. Crowny kills Caps. The lightning crash, a little bit more damage than Caps.
Actually sending him top, which means that G2 are going to get a free tower in the top lane. BDS now want to try and trade this for the tier 1 in mid. I don't think Hans and Mickey will have the wave play.
Going, Adams and behind Summer trying to get onto that backline, stunned up with concussive blows though, and the Magnet Storm will lock him up for days. Adam doing everything he can, but he can't do enough as the charge comes in from Broken Blade. He jumps onto Crowny, no summoners left on the Zeri right now. The Living Artillery almost finds its mark, but can't quite find this man. Nuke forced away as well, flash forward from Hans Summer, but the concussive blow is stun, and that's 2 for G2.
Looks like they're going to move towards Baron as well.
Adam went in. The ultimate came out. They're not going to give it to Caps. 1 second.
Caps now pushing in the side lane as the 4th dragon of the game. We'll go over to G2. Only their second as Shale looks for an engage. Root Caller lands, but Mickey relatively tanky.
Lulu in the bush.
Oh, it's so sneaky.
Waiting for him to W forwards and polymorph him.
Daisy goes into the bush, trying to be stealthy. Fails her sleight of hand check as they're locked up here. So much damage already coming out from G2. Adam's still healthy enough though as Broken Blade takes the tower. Crowny dashes across the wall. The cleanse has been used as Caps goes in.
Canada's the best bot lane in the league. Of course, Broken Blade, the biggest story of this game 1. But Hans Summer in that last fight.
Let's be honest, they're not Chovy. Caps has always been good at CSing.
Hans Summer doesn't have it. He's doing
Hans Summer doesn't have it.
Credit to Hans Summer. Great job. Hans Summer CSing like a champ.
Mickey's ults this game, he just pressing him.
Charge in once again, LeBron already down to a 3rd HP as Broken Blade looks for Adam. The blast cone gets him away from that bear trap on a rope. He's trying to escape. The poachers, though, continue to collapse in as Mickey goes forward. Broken Blade once again, the front line. Adam with a stopwatch as Caps looks for that flank position. BDS all hailing the retreat. Well, man, an ultimate can be very powerful in fights like this. BDS, no vision in the pit, no control wards for them either. They're putting the bushes in to try and garner a little bit of sight, but soon those will fall down. And with the charge coming in, going in, the Magnus Storm as well. Summer starts to open up across the wall and already the bomb is down. There's 2, there's 3, G2. Don't even need their mid laner to help them clean up the bites. Crownie flashes away, Broken Blade dismounted in the middle of his charge. Crownie with a lightning crash might try and turn this one back around. Broken Blade, a 1/3 of that bar built up to remounting, but the Baron aggroed still. And Hans, the Baron buff pushes in. G2 don't have a wave in the top lane, but Caps has one in the mid. And he's looking to make it 2 inhibitors to his name in this game.
Oh, LeBron's flanking.
Polymorph. Shiranian's Polymorph. He can't get in range. Not quite close enough. And G2 will use that opportunity to open up the top side of the map. BDS really only with their Nexus towers left to defend. LeBron has to flash the bear trap. Glacial Fissure was coming out as well. All 3 inhibitors down now. And it took him a little bit longer than I think we expected. But G2 should be able to close this one out from here.
One-sided affair, it largely feels from G2 outside of a couple of plays where they got a little too over-aggressive. They're looking to end game 1 right here, right now.
Adam flashes in, stunned up immediately, but there's just no damage from the rest of the team. Hansama spitting fire and taking out all of BDS. Broken Blade 805, he went legendary on this Kled as G2 go legendary in game 1. Right, he won that extra physical damage threat. There's the Jace locked in. Unlikely to be Nautilus mid now, but I have seen Mickey playing a lot of Lissandra support, so maybe Jace support, just one step removed from that.
Here's what I will say, G2's calm.
Just wanting to full clear, you can see just standing there waiting for his Grom to spawn. That's literally all he wants to do, secure this Grom.
Yike here, might be caught out a little bit. Mickey coming in as well, Nuke jumping forward, Yike exhausted, they're trying to take down the Evelyn. Explosive charge reset, there's the stun with concussive blows and first blood to BDS. Mickey jumping away with the Riptide and a flash.
Oh, Yike's gonna die again.
Adam spots him, no flash for Yike here either. The Noxine Guillotine coming down, and that will be enough from Adam. Get his first kill of the game.
This evidence. Oh, this is rough. He's not even got his second camp respawn on bot side yet, so he's far away from that level 6. And they've just kind of nullified a lot of the pressure that the Evelyn will start to put out in terms of being able to power farm. Not so much, the gank setup at level 6, you can start to threaten any of these lanes. All of them have their flashes up still other than the Braum, but it's just that the power farming has been put on hold.
Really great play there.
Hooking in Shadows here. Trigger Seed down already. Crownie's using the cleanse early. It's Concussive Blows goes down onto Mickey Hunt. Some attack with Winter's Bite, but it will be 3-0 in favor of BDS.
Fantastic start for BDS. Adam with a great awareness of tracking Yike and being able to get that kill, punishing the hook landed by Mickey with good cover from Sheo. With a composition that wants to scale, BDS find themselves in a great position to get there.
Crownie really wants to get the wave in, but also chunk Hansama enough to get a plate too. A little bit greedy. Hansama having Halo Blades, but Hansama is
Hansama going in, the Unbreakable immediately from LeBron, and Hansama will fall. Crownie will fall in response.
Ambitious. Well, Broken Blade is making his way down. Yike on his way as well. Hansama.
Glacial Fissure goes down, tags him, and Hansama, even with the killer instinct, is gonna fall. Mickey now coming in from the side, and Crownie can dance across that.
Or in the Renekton rather, last game, the Darius now isn't left in isolation. PB has no ult. Sheo can land this.
Caller comes out, Adam there for the chase, uses the Decimate hook on Nuke in the mid lane as he's locked up. He can flash and jump away. Broken Blade will fall to the blade of Adam, and BDS starting to run away with this game.
They are, Medic. BDS are finding so much on the map right now, and so much of it comes off the back of punishing Yike twice. That initial pick on the bot side of the map, the pick that they found around the red buff, thanks to Adam.
Oh, they hooked him out the way, so that he could snipe him!
Yes! Now charging in, Crownie 1,000 gold ahead of anyone else. Hansama very far behind right now, but wow, we'll be able to farm the passive.
He's dead instantly. The Evelyn has a blasting wand, so there's no damage whatsoever in terms of threatening one-shots. It's just Caps really that's stronger than Nuke. So Mickey's just hovering around mid to make sure he can get the push. And BB's trying to flash hook. Nuke. He cancels it.
He pulled out of the jump there. He tried to get away, but Nuke falls so low. The trigger seed and Yike almost gets the kill. Will in the end secure it. Can jump away as well with the last caress. Another hook, but that's onto a minion. Can't quite catch out Sheo. Meanwhile, Adams worked his way down from the top lane. Yike healing up. Puts the charm down, looking to allure. Adam charms him back. Yike low though, not seeing guillotine. No time to use it. The last caress is the last breath of life. Yike caught with the Winter's Bite. Control ward down as well as Sheo looks to join the fight from the side. Mickey locked up for a long time. Daisy with the knockup as well, and G2 can't defend him. Hansama now has to flash away. This BDS doing the catching. Another knockup as Daisy's come to play. A double for Crownie in the fight.
Power. What we saw from BDS in game 1.
Yeah, you really need those melee supports. The Lulu doesn't.
Summer left a little bit to his own devices in the mid lane, and because BDS have control of the top side, Root Caller goes down onto Yike. He was spotted. Adam looking for the damage, can't quite apprehend him back across the wall.
Behind Nuke, he then ulted him and jumped. Doesn't even have to use the flash. That's a horror for G2. That should have been a guaranteed kill. Now they just lost second Herald.
Back, but in response they will get the Dragon. They will be on Soul Point with a Mountain Soul, and they're pushing in both mid and bot.
So Yike just leveled up to level 11, 2 points in the ultimate. This is, with the Sork Shoes and the Mythic, how much damage can you do onto Crownie? This is the long-awaited question that we need the answer for, because if he doesn't even go for it...
Still here, yet to be seen. With the Riptail charging in, Mickey has to flash away.
Easily. But an Evelyn is probably one of the best junglers in the game at stealing Baron, keep in the pit, because her ult is an execute.
Adam meets into Caps here. Yike flashing forward, look for the charm as well. Adam uses the stopwatch to buy a second. Rest of BDS really unable to react right now as G2 do find a kill.
Yeah. Here they go. Nuke has a TP, the TP on the way, but BB's position's good.
Crownie stunned up with the Predator coming in already. Hansama gets Crownie down to half HP. The redemption out, killer instinct in from Hansama. Caps now isolated from the rest of G2. He tries to kill off Crownie, but he just doesn't have the damage. Broken Blade locked up as well. And BDS turn the tables. He's sure they see where Yike is before they burn it down. BDS get the Baron at 20. Push by the river might be enough, but Yike's going through the tower range. Caps locked up with the Root Caller, no flash on it. Oh, it does have the flash as he tries to get away, but he's already shut out. Yike going for Crownie, but he can't get close enough, and now BDS starting to hop, skip, and jump their way through this fight. Daisy stepping forward towards Broken Blade. Nuke's already killed off Yike, and that's 2 as Caps fell earlier in the fray. Broken Blade will follow, and Mickey tries to walk away, but Adam's on the chase. Gets a bit of damage down, looking for a little bit more. Ghosting forward, the apprehend, the hammer comes down. An axe, in fact, for BDS as they guillotine their way through G2.
BDS leave no window open whatsoever. A cleanly won fight, 4 members dead. Gage from G2 falls apart.
3 things happened to get onto Crownie. The first one was Yike, the second was Mickey.
The gold lead, and they're looking to end the game right here, right now.
Massive lead for them right now as they look to even out our series. Inhibitor tower in the mid lane, the first focus. Nuke will start to open up on the bottom one as well. First inhibitor tower does fall, so does the second, and G2 really can't defend against this. You can see Broken Blade just looking for some semblance of a little bit of gold somewhere on the map, but that tower's still very tanky, and BDS still pushing in forward. Yike flashes forward, tries to kill off Nuke, but can't take him out. And that's indicative of everything that's gone wrong for G2 in this game. They just do not have the damage to work through the utility from BDS. The Nexus tower is now the target for BDS. And although G2 was so dominant in game 1, BDS are having none of it in game 2. Hansama with a killer instinct, but that killer instinct will do naught for him, but lead him to his death. The BDS even us out at 1-on-1.
Good into both of them here. Like, it's good into Rakan as a matchup, it's good into Rel as well as a disengager.
Good into Nico too.
And a comfort for Laprov.
Yes, yes.
Which might even be one of the most important things as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it started out.
Sheo is going to come across.
Adam's only level 2.
Sheo has the trigger seed. Yike flashes, Shadowing Strike. Sheo trying to flash away, gets chased down with Bear Trap on a rope, and Sheo will fall first. First blood to G2.
That was clean, that was really clean. I was expecting engage onto the Renekton, but they might dive him as well. Level 3 now. Might be a 1-for-1 though.
Builds up the Fury, gets knocked back. Adam locked up, looks for the Ruthless Predator stun, and it is a 1-for-1. As you say, K-Draw, but a plate falls and a wave. Mickey even running the Demolisher for a bit of extra control in that lane. They seem to get those tower plates early. Jousting from Broken Blade. Catches Adam out once again, and now Broken Blade with a Tiamat very much winning those trades. Caps looking for the Tangle Thorns. Will get it. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Adam's going to have to try and survive this. Cold and Meek pulled back with man trap on a rope. Broken Blade dismounts, and there's the kill. And Broken Blade will survive with
an easy drink for G2 on the spot side of the map, which also has the pushing bot lane. And look at the mid lane CS, right? Caps up almost 20, just keeping Nuke under tower constantly.
I want to try and make sure this wave gets underneath the
tower.
Yikes, here. So deep. True Shot Barrage has to be flashed away from, but now Yike with Flash and Shadowing Strike will get the stun. Mickey looking for a little bit more. Crownie down to 200 HP. Yike unable to get in range, and Lebrov doing a good job of body blocking here, but Caps is on his way. And I don't think Lebrov and Crownie are going to survive for too much longer. Caps misses everything. He missed everything under the sun. But still, Crownie.
The next Q though, here it comes.
He hits that one. That's enough to get the kill.
Nice sidestepping from Crownie, right? Nice sidestepping. Sheo looking to try and punish Caps here. Should be able to get away to safety though. Nuke on the rotation down.
Good dash onto Caps. Might have to flash his flash though. He needs to be careful here, Caps, to react to the pushback.
That's the route. Flash push. Doesn't manage to flash over it. And it should be BDS getting their second kill of the game. Give it over to Nuke. The Emperor deserves his prize.
Can definitely look to set up onto the Ezreal.
It's 4 stomachs. Chewing the cud. Summer can dash across the wall here. Lebrov still looking for him. Mickey with the charm. Lebrov waiting for it to expire. And Mickey flashes. And in the end, all that for naught. Summer though. No arcane shift locked up. Lebrov knocks him against the wall, and Nuke should be able to pick up his second kill of the game. Doesn't give you as much upright damage. Nuke here shuffles Mickey back. He can battle dance away from this one. Yike trading in as well. A 3v3 erupts in the mid lane as the Pop Blossom fights 2. And immediately Sheo's just locked up. Caps not underneath the tower, just out of range, and that is enough to keep him alive as Lebrov tried to isolate him.
I mean, Mickey starts to play off. Yike looking for more. I don't really think they can convert this into much. Yike wasn't underneath the tower. While it was a good combo from Lebrov, no additional damage will come through. But Mickey forcing that engagement that Nuke used his ultimate very early. Oh my god.
Shadowing Strike, and Nuke doesn't get an opportunity to move.
Wow. So a bit of an overstep there from Nuke, and small individual mistakes. Now Crownie in trouble.
Everywhere across the map, G2 begin to pounce, begin to strike. The Feather Storm buys him a second, but he needs to buy a lot more than that, and you can't buy an extra life in this game. Lebrov going forward once again. Caps low, down to 200, but Lebrov will be the first to fall in the fight. The Rift Herald charged into the mid lane as well. Sheo trying to trade. Oh, Sheo! The knockback, Sheo so low. The quickness comes back, and Sheo, even with a stopwatch, won't be able to get himself out of dodge. Nuke finally slides back in and gets another.
10 kills to 4 now.
Crownie
has flash, has cleanse.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to be able to get away.
Doesn't matter.
Does not matter. The cantankerous Cavalier.
Can he get out though? Is the question.
BB, no TP. Starts the recall. 4 seconds left.
Lebrov needs to ward it.
There's the ward. There's the knockup. And there is a BB falling. Give it over to Nuke again.
Yeah, another shutdown over. So I think another shutdown to Nuke, still down 1,000 gold. Caps 6 kills right now on this Nico. G2 loves scrappy games. They love.
Caps having a strong performance of his own so far in the early game. It's going to be super important though if he can find those flanks.
5,000 gold in the hole. So trying to survive through a fight sometimes can just be priority number 1.
To just throw the entire game away here.
And in an ideal world, BDS would love to cross map, but they right here. Oh, nice knockup.
It was really nice from Mickey. Knocks up Lebrov as he goes in with the blast cone. And Summer has to dash into the charge. Crownie has to pop the Feather Storm, and Yike just follows it up. Crownie realizes the flash invested immediately.
It's all fake pressure. G2 knew Zaya would ult. They knew they wouldn't get an engage. Mickey doesn't even burn the quickness, right? They know that they just have to stop him from accessing the wave. And Caps gets bots here too. So this instantly punished that on this Baron spawn.
No flash ult for Crownie and Broken Blade's charge already halfway off its cooldown. As you said, they've still got the quickness, they've still got the Magna Storm, they've still got Yike's flash. BDS.
So if you look at that sequence, that was actually a nice try by G2. What they did was they used the Nico TP. Hang on a second, Caps.
Onto Lebrov.
Oh my god.
And Adam and Pop by name, Pop by nature.
A little bit too far was BDS on that tier 2 for the chase, but yeah, they re-face check, don't they?
It comes back to what
become theirs.
Caps still has the flash and the Pop Blossom. He's going in with there's a mini Krug again. The Shirelli isn't being used. There's the Magna Storm. Caps with the 4-man Pop Blossom, and BDS are just removed from the game. They can do exactly that, Kajal. BDS can't defend. Adam tries to catch mid-wave, but it's not going to be enough.
That was disgusting. All 4 members just thrown up and then slammed back down into the ground. It was a one-shot G2 in 23 minutes will take game 3.
Caps 10-1 on Nico. Yep. That's permaban for the next game, I can tell you that.
A little bit more utility.
And there's the
sorry,
Poppy.
engage.
Yeah, I think that Poppy pick, like the Rakan also gives it so much value. It's like an insta-slam. It's just so good against all of their champions there, the Poppy.
We used the playoffs insult with Mark for like 3 years.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you mean 3 years? You still do it.
Mickey looking for the second route. Sheo on his way across. Crowny going in. Hansama tries to flash away with the Twisted Ones. It will follow him. Crowny gets the first kill. Mickey will be sure to follow. A double for BDS in the bottom lane.
Kill. So, gonna spell a lot of danger later on.
Adam, counter-strike in, looking for the Sun of Caps. He has to flash away. Yike coming in, as well as Mickey flashes forward for the route. Nuke has the flash to get across the wall here. Yike in a little bit of a tricky situation. Can just walk his way through. Adam going back in. Broken Blade on his way to collapse. The counter-strike, as you say. Poppy on her way across, and Adam knocked into the wall way too deep from the BDS top laner as Nuke dashes forward onto Caps. Should be able to kill him off with the explosive shot. Gets a reset as well, but won't go for more. One for BDS. Lavrov is trying to keep Yike around. Mickey going forward. They get onto Sheo and they burst him out of it. Already Sheo down, the smite away from Yike as well. The Pop Blossom coming in. Nuke dashing forward, gets one in response, tries to jump. Yeah. You could say that as Nuke goes forward with the damage on the Caps. It's Pop Blossom, busts the shot away. LeBron coming in as well with the quickness as Caps. Tries to escape, but it's an absolute massacre in the mid lane. BDS collapse, another double for Crowny.
And they can often be pretty quick as well. We've had surprisingly fast games in this series. Broken Blade getting some good trades onto Adam. He needs to be very careful here.
Adam has the mana here. No ward for him to jump to, but with the minion wave coming in, Adam should be able to escape. Knocks back Yike with the blast cone, but let's use the grand entrance to escape. Nature's Grasp here. Mickey still has the flash to try and jump across this wall, but already takes a lot of hurt as Nuke can look for more. Buster shots him back. Yes. It really is. Hansama going in, the lightning crash immediately used. Bob gets the charm through the killer instinct, the flash away from Hansama. Gets him to safety with a superb hook. Mickey takes the shot down, not what you want if you're a G2 fan. But BDS 2000 gold ahead as the Rift Herd start. Fight begins. Adam TPing up towards the top lane many times before, but for BDS, an organization that only joined the LEC 2 years ago, what an improvement it would be. As the counter-strike coming out onto Mickey from Adam. He flashes away. Sheo with the Nature's Grasp, but Adam's already fallen. The Bob now trying to get away from it as Sheo turns his attention over to the Rift Herald. The Bob will be able to escape. Crowny picks up the Rift Herald eye.
The nuke, but there's no wave. Hans doesn't have ultimate yet. They're really chasing this. They can maybe get his flash. See if Caps can get in range with the flash.
Nuke tries to bust a shot back. Pop Blossom flash immediately. Nuke tries to flash away, but can't escape it. As the Pop Blossom lands, Rift Herald used in the mid lane. That will get one charge off and take down the tier 1. LeBrob now looking for the flank as Yike and Caps a little bit behind enemy lines. The Rift Herald still charging in. Caps going low. The quickness comes out and he'll fall. LeBrob now looking for Yike as Crowny continues to push in mid. He's taking the tier 2.
Spam pinging the dragon, trying to calm his team down, saying we don't have to get sucked into these fights. And don't want to make
flashed on top of you. Keeper's verdict. Is it guilty? Not quite. It's Sheo able to secure the dragon now for BDS. The Nature's Grasp has been used as BDS look for a little bit more, but now Caps, he's coming in as a minion, and the Pop Blossom gets 2. Adam and Sheo locked up. Sheo already down. The Bob in the middle of the pit. He's going to fall as well. 2 kills to G2.
But they're kind of stuck in the pit right now. Caps comes in with the ultimate. Obviously, BDS immediately tries to disengage.
He's suspicious. Yike and Caps coming out of the bushes, and Adam pops the counter-strike. Pop Blossom will lock him up. Mickey there with a hook as well, and Adam not given a chance to move away at all. But BDS perhaps looking for a collapse. Can't quite find it. LeBron and Sheo just on that front line. Nuke here to join. Crowny there as well. The TP in from Broken Blade. G2 want to take this fight now. Crowny with the lightning crash didn't actually hit onto anyone, but the Ultra Shock laser does so much work, and Nuke jumps forward. Look for Yike, needs a bit more damage. The Buster shot enough. BDS pick up 2. Hansama dodging around the edge of the fight. Broken Blade now in the midst of them all. Knock. Keeper's verdict finds 1. Crowny left all to his lonesome as G2 find another.
Very well played by Broken Blade to knock away Nuke. He would have died otherwise to the 80 carries, and as much as Nuke was low HP, he had to get in the head out of there, otherwise Hansama in the Rakana disruption frontline. But the Jax, here comes Poppy actually.
Shadow's Crowny, the hook coming out as well. The Crowny is just deleted. The Bob coming back with the quickness as Nuke jumps forward. TP in from Caps. He looks to join the fray. Sheo low, the Pop Blossom finds Nuke, and that's exactly the target they wanted. The counter-strike from Adam, all on his shoulders now, but Broken Blade and G2 perfectly tanking the tower. No one dies from G2.
Beautiful play from Broken Blade with 0 hesitation. Caps looking for more, has the minion wave so he can keep pressuring, but that's going to be a Baron. Broken Blade just walks into mid, lands the stun onto Crowny, blowing this game wide open in their favor.
The power of the Poppy, and Crowny has no cleanse. These AD carries got a lot of... G2 are here to contest. They don't have a smite though.
Caps in a flank position though. Nature's Grasp goes out, and Caps in great position here to collapse. Knocked back into the wall, Sheo goes low, so does Broken Blade, or Sheo loses a bit of health at least.
Continuing to look for hooks. Yikes, setting up for I think a zoning sort of flank, not really threatening the dive.
Oh, LeBron also getting spells out as Mickey lands another hook. LeBron will fall once again. The keeper's verdict knocks back two. Broken Blade looking for Crowny, can't quite find enough damage on him. Another hook once again from Caps finds Adam, and Caps will follow it up with a two-man knock-up. Sheo and Nuke the last defenders here for BDS, but G2 just continue the pressure, continue to push forward.
G2 lose their front line, but it doesn't matter. The TP is going to come in for Broken Blade. The base will begin to fall. And 24 minutes in, close to 25, an inhibitor will drop as well.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? 25 minutes. Like, if it does begin. Sheo could look for something here, the Nature's Grasp possible. Sheo goes on to Broken Blade, there's the TP in by Caps, and Sheo is just demolished. I've seen less deforestation in the Amazon. Oh,
Baby Raptor.
Sheo there.
What about the Baby Raptor?
Baby Raptor, Baby Raptor,
Kind of works.
That works a little bit. And you can have a big Raptor, which is very important for the sequence as the depth charge comes out. Caps goes forward and lands a two-man once again. The Pop Blossom. A flourish on top of a great performance here by G2. Counter-strike though in by Adam as he finds one. Nuke now can open up as well, and it's only Yike and Broken Blade left to defend here. Adam and Nuke will...
Down quick, but they have 10 seconds to work with here, G2. They just need to be careful, because this will go down fast.
Adam down in the bottom lane was answering that pushing wave. TP ward for him. He'll TP in immediately. That Baron already down to 8,000 HP as G2 start to collapse. The hook once again onto Lebrov. The keeper's verdict knocks back one, but the Baron secured by BDS. Now G2 can look for more. Caps rooted a long way away. The Nature's Grasp found him around the mid lane. Adam starting to reset. Flash away by Sheo from that hook. Broken Blade once again that front line. Adam's going to be watched by Caps here. Counter strike out by Adam. Sheo on the top side of the fight as BDS begin to be split up just a little bit. Sheo spotted. Caps still coming in. Using the sweepers. He's a little wolf this time, but Nuke with a great buster shot will knock him back. LeBron still locked up and killed off by G2. But the rest of BDS should be able to escape.
So a lot of the engage is gone. There's the more for the Zeri. I think Nuke will have GA in base after that Baron. They'll have Baron up minions. G2 might be able to get a top inhib tower here. I'm not sure if they can overstay for the inhibitor itself. They're down quite a handful of ultimates, but they're going to commit to it anyway. They'll be able to pick this one up. No TP on Adam, but there's TP on Nuke. No real wall.
Zika does connect. Mickey isolated. BDS looking for the collapse. Nature's Grasp. Sheo's just chasing one person by himself. Adam now being locked up. He tries to jump away. Knocked back with the keeper's verdict. Broken Blade doing a lot of work, and Adam will fall first. G2 now collapsing on the rest of BDS. LeBron trying to get across the wall, but the steadfast presence will hold him in place, and the pillar helping out as well. The quickness coming out as they manage to charm Yike. Nuke and Crowny trying to collapse from two sides of the fight, but the pincer movement isn't enough quite yet. Caps falling low. Pop Blossom Caps down before the pop can come through. Crowny now opening up. Oh, Hansama. Hansama dodging away as well, but Crowny's doing so much work. LeBron and Crowny's still alive. Crowny trying to dash away from Broken Blade and Yike. He's at 300 HP, but is that enough to hold on to the game for BDS?
Gonna chase him down here on day. Crowny has just lost the Baron buff, so he doesn't have the Nash recall. He could look to execute. See if he goes into this top rush, but you will get spotted on the tier 2 no matter how you enter this. You have to flash into it, so G2 should see that. Ping's coming down. They know exactly where he is. Stun into the wall.
And he's killed off, but he buys enough time.
Rabadons as well. GA.
Rob hooked.
Whoa.
Adam, counter-strike, gets the double. Stun, but look at the damage onto LeBron. The depth charge going to chase him down as well. Adam uses the Zhonya's, keeper's verdict. Doesn't hit onto anyone. The minions block it. Broken Blade, though, still in the midst of BDS is able to get two. LeBron with the charm onto the big Raptor. They thought it was Caps, I guess. So he quickness the Razor Beak.
I think he ultra trying to look for an angle, but
Crowny's killed off by Hansama.
Yeah. Definitely ulted looking for an angle, but he couldn't find it, and he realized he wasted it. But yeah, Caps could be anything in this game. He's probably a really good hide-and-seek player on the Nico because he's just turning into whatever it is to get into these fights. He wasn't even part of this one. Didn't get the ult off, didn't get the flash. Pop Blossom.
Still a baby Krog.
30 seconds on Crownie.
Is that just it? Look at the damage coming out from Hans Summer. These long-range Void Seekers doing so much work. Nuclear Brov and Sheo, the last-ditch defense for BDS. Another hook from Mickey onto the Brov. There's a Pop Blossom onto all three, and you have to feel it's done. Nuke sniped the double for Hans. Sheo chomped, and another for Hans to boot. It's a triple to round it out as G2 take 3 wins and will make their way to Montpellier and make their way to Worlds.
Hold up, he got a Quadra, Wait, maybe he's going to go for the
Hans Summer. No, Brownie's not giving it to him. They're all running forward. They can't get it.
Oh, they died.
No penta for Hans Summer, but I'm sure he'll be
Victorious Hans Summer. Berlin and all the G2 fans celebrating for good reason, as you were victorious. But before we celebrate the moment, I do want to talk a little bit about that last game, because you got away with some stuff in that game, Hans. It got a little dicey there for a little while around the double 80 carries. What were the comms like in such a chaotic game?
I mean, I think the comms were still stable. We didn't panic or something, and I think we looked for a lot of good picks, like pressuring side. I think it was kind of scary when we started to throw, because I think it was like kind of easy to win until I guess Tristana got my shutdown, and she was starting to be mega strong in the game, and double AD carry in the enemy team, super scaling. Yeah, that could be scary, but I think we did a good job in comms to talk about what we need to do, and we won.
Yeah, ultimately we were able to get the victory. Were you caught off guard at all by the level that BDS showed today? We haven't seen them in quite some time. So what did you think of their performance today?
I think they were good some games. I personally thought that they were playing pretty well, especially when they had the zero pick. It seems like they are it's their comfort, and maybe I should have think to ban it on the game 3, but also did a mistake in the ball lane, right? I think that yeah, they showed up today. It's always weird to have this kind of break, and then suddenly you see the team that didn't play for many weeks, so your prep is not like as good as before. I mean, like, we don't know much stuff, right? So
yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense. On to you. I think a lot of people expected the G2 win today. Despite that, this is a win that has now locked you in Worlds. And while Worlds is exciting, we're not quite there yet. Instead, I want to talk about being locked to play in France, in Montpellier. The last time you were there, it was in a finals versus G2, playing for Misfits. Since 2017, this is the first time you're going to go back to play. How does this feel for you? Are you excited?
I'm very excited to play in Montpellier, because well, it's been a while that I haven't been able to play for the French crowd since 2017. But unfortunately, that 2017, I still remember that it ended up on the loss against G2 at 0-3, and I felt kind of bad, because like everyone was kind of cheering for us, and for me, the public. So definitely this time around, I really want to win in Montpellier. For now, the French crowd is crazy. Only the year. And yeah, I'm very excited to be there.
I mean, I think it's a huge opportunity. How do you reflect? I mean, this is like obviously when you look at your career overall, you look a lot at the titles, and I think this is an opportunity to look back at one of the little things, which is like playing, or a big thing in this case, playing in front of a home crowd. How do you feel like you've evolved over the years since we last saw you there? From young Hans, I remember Reckless was shouting you out in his MVP interview at the time. Yeah. Kog'Maw Game 3, they banned your Draven, and now they're still banning your Draven, but I feel like you're such a different player to what you were then.
Well, I evolved in many ways. I still have the... actually, in 2017, I wasn't playing... maybe people think that I was playing a lot of this, like, of my signature pick, Draven Kalista, but I didn't play it up until, like, 2018, 2019. But I think I learned a lot on how to lead more, how we play around the bot side, macro and stuff. I evolved about that a lot, and many of the different champions that I can play. Well, I could pick Ezreal today. That's kind of not usual for me. But yeah, I think I evolved a lot since 2017. A lot of up and down. but I'm happy that I'm there, able to win with G2.
Yeah, it feels like on a pretty big up at this point as well. And while you'll play Mad Lions next week, and we'll see who gets to go to the finals. I think general public assessment right now of G2 is that you're the strongest team in the region. Do you think that's a fair read on where you guys are right now?
Well, I think, yeah, it's fair to say that we're strong. I mean, we didn't lose a game, I mean, like a series since a while. Even in the best of world in summer, I think we were showing a lot of dominance. But yeah, I'm still looking like maybe some of the teams will show a very, very good play, and I think that they can have, like for example against BDS, like they were picking the Zeri and they showed us some strength, a lot of strength, and they won one game. They could also win the second one, like the last one. I think other teams, yeah, they definitely have their strength and. But so far, I think we are the best.
So, I think you're the best. So this was mostly to set up for the follow-up question, which is, who do you think is the biggest threat to G2 right now in the LEC?
The biggest threat?
The biggest threat. Who's your biggest threat of the remaining teams?
I'm not sure.
Is it because no one's a threat? How confident are you?
I didn't think about it, so I'm not sure. I'm confident against every team that we're gonna face, as long as we prepare correctly and well, focus every week. Because I think I mean, we did a mistake once in the summer split that we didn't really try hard as much, and we almost lost against Excel. So as long as we like keep up the...
As long as you keep up the effort. Okay, you know, fair. I think very G2 answer in the spirit of things. One last thing I want to check out here is the MasterCard play of the day. Now, here's the thing about this play is you had a lot of highlight plays. You're not in this one. And I don't know if you got to see this while we were in game, but this was awesome. So if you didn't get to see this, I would love to get reactions.
This. Actually, I saw this. I think I was working on base or something.
Do you feel...
That's crazy.
Are you proud of your mid support after a play like that? Like, how do you feel when you watch that moment in game?
Actually, like, I feel like this kind of stuff can be expected because the amount of time they talk to each other and find some crazy stuff, creative stuff. They talked about some stuff every time, and I feel like we could see more from them about that stuff. I feel like it's expected from them to make crazy plays.
I feel like that's a good expectation to have from members of your team, that you just know that they're going to make crazy plays. Well, congrats again, Hans, on qualifying.